Okay, so Joseph deal on the play. Starting off with basic planes. Aaron Daly starting off with basic planes too. Just a deal. Playing a dude. I think Aaron Daly just played a font. Now you guys are going to experience the joy, which is pre-release night, and me trying to figure out what these cards are. As I really didn't plan on doing this. I planned on actually playing tonight. Just changed my mind at the last minute. No one's fault but my own. Yes, that is a font that Aaron Daly has played. Looks like Joseph got to search for or reveal the top few cards of his library looking for an enchantment. Didn't quite find one, just binge a bunch of cards. The creature that Joseph has on play is a 2/1 called Aegis of the Gods, and says that he has hexproof. Not the creature, but Joseph himself. Trying to figure out what card is what card is enchanting? Oh, Oppressive Rays. Can't attack. So we have this mirror match between the 2/1 Leyline of Sanctity creatures for all intents and purposes. And the enchantment on Joseph's creature is kind of like a soul tithe effect. Enchanted creature can't attack or block unless its controller plays. Pays 3, and it's in activated abilities cost 3 more to activate. So it's a taxing effect. Here comes a Snarecaster. Not going to do much this turn as Joseph can't attack with that enchantment on his creature. Why not have a card viewer up at all times? Well, that doesn't help whenever I don't know what the card is. Because a card viewer doesn't actually identify the cards. I still have to identify them. So, I do have the card viewer up off screen. Trust me, I am going to be very diligent in looking up these cards, but I might miss some action while I'm doing it. Neither player wanting to bash their dude into each other's. Both Knightly it comes down for Joseph. And while he's yet to find a 4th lane, he's not had a turn where he's not played anything yet. Supply Line Cranes is the card that Aaron just played. It's a 2/4 flyer. Whenever it enters the battlefield, it becomes, or it gives a creature a +1/+1 counter. He obviously chose itself, so it comes in as a 3/5 flyer. Snarecaster gets in there. Trades with the 2/1 on Aaron's side, so both players losing a 2/1 on that exchange. Of course, Joseph still has hexproof while Aaron does not, for all that's worth. Life total is going to shift as Joseph takes 3 from the flyer. Area Worshippers comes down. That is the inspired creature that you could potentially make a dude if you sink some mana into it. So things could get out of hand very quickly for Joseph, as he doesn't have a... Well, he has the bow in play. Here is the Detention Sphere. Or Oblivion Ring, I should say, effect out of Joseph. Going to take care of that 3/5 flyer. We're just going to call that card Oblivion Ring. Because it's Oblivion Ring. there's no real effects that uh, can make it not an Oblivion Ring type card. Like, there's no disperse in this format. So, Area Worshipper is going to get in there. Check out the stats on Area Worshippers. So 2/4. So, well, it's not a flyer, so my thought of him being able to take care of it with Bow and Ilia was wrong. It makes 2/2 flyers, though. So the Bow will be able to keep those in check, but obviously not the Worshippers itself. There's the promo card. So if you're wondering what the white promo card is going to do on the battlefield, just stay tuned, as it's now facing off against very little resistance from Aaron. So we get the Inspired trigger. We're going to make a 2/2. As the Area Worshippers makes a 2/2 bird with flying. Not a zombie, but the 2/2 will be fine. The other card on Aaron's board is Oresco Swiftclaw, which has the Blade of the Sixth Pride reprint, the 3/1 for 2 mana. Usually good if you can play it on turn 2. Not so much later in the game, as there's usually going to be at least one creature on your opponent's side of the field that can offer up a trade with it. Now, we did see the reprint in Return to Ravnica of Daring Skyjack, which gets a battalion and lets it fly over. That card is borderline broken and limited as an uncommon, but this version not so much. So Joseph could be leaving up some kind of combat trick this turn, or he could just be wanting to kill that 2/2 with Bow of Nylea. In response, we are going to do this. This is a lot of mana being sunk into this. So this is the blue Strive spell. So let's... Ooh, I think Aaron has just turned all of his dudes into Sphinxes. Yes, Hour of Need. It's 3 mana, instant, costs 2 more to cast for each other target. Just turns your dudes into 4/4 Sphinxes. So it exiles any number of target creatures and just simply replaces them with 4/4 flyers. Not too bad. Turns that 3/1 into a 4/4 flying, and the 2/2 token into a similar effect. Joseph plays a card right into the glare. I'm going to assume that that's another Oblivion Ring. Looks like we're no longer in deck construction. I can probably update that. Those tokens are enchantments, that is correct. No, those tokens are not enchantments. I'm sorry. Those are just 4/4 Blue Sphinx creature tokens. And they're making quick work of the life total of Joseph Dill here. So Joseph down to 14. Aaron sitting at a healthy 16. Of course, Joseph does have the life gain of the bow, but his board is severely outclassed right now. Joseph looking over the many cards that he milled over due to his own card. He can pay 3 mana to get in with his 2/1. That doesn't seem like the best move, though. So Joseph gonna pay 3 and get in there. Using a Battle-Wise Valor. Give this guy a +2/+2. Aaron with all the mana in the world here.
Yeah, I know. I was just thinking, was there a play mistake there? I just wanted to get that strong.
I can hear both players commenting on what I could possibly be talking about. I don't disagree with the scrying, but I am going to go out there and harass them as we see Aaron win game 1 off the strength of obviously makes any auras, bestow, stuff like that fall off. So it can be what you need it to be. You know, it can turn your dudes into 4/4s. It can turn their dudes into much more manageable creatures. Regardless, we know that Aaron has it. We saw it happen last game. In this game, we have dueling planes to start off with. No 1-drop from Joseph, but 1 out of Aaron. Both players playing with some new journey cards. I'm looking at these cards right now. One is a horse, and the other one is a dude on a cloud. Alright, Laguna Band Trailblazer is on Aaron's side of the board. It gets a +1/+1 counter if it gets targeted by a spell. Otherwise, it's a 0/4. And the dude on the cloud is Stonewise Fortifier. It's a Grizzly Bear, 2 mana 2/2 with 5 mana activated ability, 4 and a white, prevent all damage that will be dealt to Stonewise Fortifier by target creature this turn. So it's got a prevention shield I can put up against 1 creature every turn, so it can lock 1 guy down. Joseph follows it up with the Centaur that gives all your other Centaurs +1/+1. Right now, Aaron Daly has the 2 mana 2/1 I have hexproof guy, so he ain't getting targeted. There's that bow. We saw Joseph play it last game, and still ended up losing to a bunch of 4/4 flyers, but usually it's pretty strong in limited. So we're targeting ourselves with the enter the battlefield effect of this 2/4 flyer, making it a 3/5 flyer. Still not big enough to contend with that 4/4 centaur, but at least now it'll be able to hold it at bay. I do think that that's a 4/4 centaur. No, I think it starts off as a 3/3. I have the technology. I will look it up. So there's the Soul Tithe effect on the 3/5. Joseph's going to bestow a guy that gives +1/+1. Or no, put an aura on. Well, whatever he's doing, he gets +1/+1. Looks like we have a double block out of Aaron with a 3/5 and a 2/1. So Joseph's stacking his triggers, that way he doesn't sack the Ordeal of Heliod. Yeah, the guy in the chat is banned because he's being a belligerent idiot, but back to the game. This Centaur Lord has grown to large proportions. So it's a 3/3 that has 3 +1/+1 counters on it right now. So it's a 6/6. Alright, we have all of this straightened out. So Aaron going to crack his font, draw a couple cards, and just pass the turn. Aaron's fallen down to 12 life. He does have 2 open mana, so Joseph's got to be wary of a couple tricks here. He's going to activate the bow, put a +1/+1 counter on this guy. And Aaron's going to play a full glared card. That is a white ray of sunshine. So that creature goes to the graveyard. So 2 mana somehow put a 6/6 into the graveyard. The Ordeal didn't fall off last turn because the +1/+1 counter was put on after the Ordeal trigger. Or at least that's how I'm understanding it. I'm assuming that Joseph put the counter on after a trigger was announced, so it only had 2 counters on it, and the ordeal doesn't get sacrificed then. We're going to pay 3 for our Soul Tithe effect. We're going to untap 3 for our Soul Tithe effect, and just pass the turn back.
Dramatic is more fun when it's like doing.
Aaron got to add his white promo card. Joseph with Aaron getting a little bit salty over the Oblivion Ring. But to be fair, we saw 2 out of Joseph last game, so we know he has at least 2 in his pool, and it's an uncommon. So who knows, he might even have 3. We see a Laguna Band Elder come down. Please bring up Ordeal. You're on a computer. You can bring up Ordeal. Why are you asking me to bring up Ordeal? Laguna Bane Elder comes down, gains 3 life. I'll let you guys know that the play that was made with the Ordeal was correct. So. You can fret about it all you want to. The board state is correct, and both players' life totals are correct. That's what matters. And there is the Sightless Dude. A 2-mana 3/2 that can't attack unless someone helps him out. He can't attack alone, but he can definitely block. Joseph's gonna pow in for 6 damage, representing some kind of combat trick. And it looks like we're just going to be content with trading off 3/2s. Maybe give him a little bit more. And there is an Arbor Colossus. So I think the interaction there that Aaron missed was the attacking creatures that Joseph has Death Touch from the Bow of Nylea. So Joseph got to eat a free one there, and then followed up with an Arbor Colossus. I didn't say it was right. I mean, I didn't say it was wrong either. I'm just mentioning that I'm behind the controls of a stream, and if you want to look up a card, you can look up a card. We're going to Monstrous our Arbor Colossus. This kills the daily, so. We're going to game 3 here. We've seen in game 1, Aaron played the card that turns all of your dudes into 4/4 Sphinxes. So he got 3 4/4 Sphinxes out of the deal.
What is this card?
It's instant. 2 mana. As we see Aaron play the guy that you can sack him and turn him into a 1/3 spider with reach. But it's a 2 mana instant. Exile target creature. Its controller gets a 4/4 Sphinx with flying. And it has Strive for 2 and a blue.
Okay.
So he got 3 Sphinxes out of the deal and was just able to win off the back of that. Joseph grinded out some advantage with Bow of Nylea in game 2 and then got a profitable block out of Aaron. I think Aaron missed that bow, and Nylea gives Death Touch. So he threw away a creature, and then right after that, Joseph flamed down Arbor Colossus, and then won the game next turn by Monster Instinct it.
Goodness.
Killing Aaron's only flyer. So, Aaron, sneaky as he is, has sideboarded from his blue-white deck straight into a green-red deck. So going deep here for the last game.
Bow again.
Yeah, he's had bow. He played turn 3 bow in game 1 and like turn 5 bow in game 2. That's probably why Aaron switched out of his X2 flyers. So the Spider Maker still getting in there. Joseph down to 17. Follow-up play by Aaron is a two-headed Cerberus, the 1/2 double strike. Bow of Nylea 4, as good as it is, not as effective whenever you have no creatures on board. So there's an Oblivion Ring. Take care of the Cerberus. Aaron had not really had a good spot to throw down an Ordeal or any kind of Dragon Maid to effect. So taking out the Cerberus probably the right move there. And follow-up play is a two-headed Cerberus. So Aaron Daly lamenting the fact that Joseph Deal has played 5 lands in 5 turns and then an Arbor Colossus. So his 5 mana 6/6 now gets to square off against the, what is like a 1/2 or a 1/3?
It's just right here. I don't know.
You have him in your deck.
I know. I haven't seen him yet. I think he's a 1/1 or 1/2. 1/1.
He's a 1/1.
That
So
makes a 1/3.
this Arbor Colossus, pretty good here.
Leaf Crown Dryad.
Yeah, that's a 4 mana. So it gives it +2/+2 in reach. So that's 3, 4. It's going to trade with the Arbor Colossus. Joseph really not incentivized to block it, but he feels his life total is at risk, especially, I don't know, I mean, you got a bow in play. If he has a 6 mana spell here, just a 4. That is the white heroic, or white.
Oh, is it the promo?
Promo card,
Okay.
yeah. It's a 2/4 flyer lifelink that has inspired, gets a +1/+1 counter. For 4 mana. Not too shabby.
Yeah.
Definitely what the heroic decks want. A good late game threat. Aaron Daly doing some quick math determines that this red card is what he wants to play. I don't know what it is. Looks like a flaming rat from my perspective. Joseph going to untap, draw. Blade Tusk Boar. That got reprinted with new art. I did not even know or care about that. So the old 3/2 Intimidate for 4 is back. It was good in M13. Was it in M13 or M14?
13, I think.
It was good in M13. We'll see if it's good here, as Joseph has not a red creature in his deck. Uh-oh. We're flashing in a +2/+2 enchantment. And we're putting a +1/+1 counter on our guy, so that's 1, 2, 3 counters. So he's a 5, 6, 7. Take 7.
Gain 7. Has lifelink, right?
I think it does have lifelink.
Yep. Maybe not. I could be wrong.
I can check here in just a second. I'm going to update this life total. Either way, Joseph has just played giant creatures 4 made giant creatures. And Aaron has 3/2 intimidates for 4 mana. Don't know if this transforming sideboard plan of his is going to pay off, but he's stuck with it now. 2/4 flying lifelink. And they did finally get us over on the life pad after we found out ourselves. So. These young kids making me angry. Might as well get in with Blade Test Boar. It's not going to block anything. And we must be spending our mana here because we attacked with our... No, it doesn't tap to sack, so... Well, we're using all our mana anyway. It's a big dude. That is 6 mana. For what looks like an elephant pig. Yep, I nailed it. Golden Hide Ox. 6 mana, 5/4 with Constellation. Target creature must be blocked. So a lure effect of sorts, not actually lure, but just one creature has to lure. Leaf Crown Dryad going to bite the dust. Centaur Lord going to come down. Or Centaur, not Centaur Lord, just Centaur Dude. So 5 minutes left in the round. Aaron figuring out what his cards do as they trigger. So the Centaur that was played must block the creature that Aaron was attacking with, the 5/4. Joseph puts a +1/+1 counter on it with bow. Creates a trade situation for both creatures. Joseph gonna put another +1/+1 counter on this dude that is now just grown out of proportion. And this is where the red cards start to look pretty embarrassing, as they have no real way of killing a giant creature other than stealing it and attacking you with it themselves. There's Cyclops.
So you said Aaron, his sideboard plan's not working. Did he have another deck in the other games?
He played blue-white in games 1 and game 2.
Okay.
He's putting a counter on it with a Bow of Nylea, which has an ability that says, do that. So Aaron finally ran out of chump blockers.
Just the game life if you have an enchantment guy.
Laguna Band Elder. Joseph is going to win with a Felidar Sovereign, if he can find one, but I don't think he's going to need to.
Joseph also at 40 life.
That's the Felidar Sovereign joke. Felidar Sovereign, an old mythic.
From Zendikar blocked.
If you have 40 or more life at the beginning of your upkeep, you win. So Aaron going to flip over through this deck. It did have a couple swamps in it, so he was actually playing Jun there. Regardless, Joseph played 2 big creatures that game and literally just won off the back of them. Welcome to Theros Limited.